If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Now download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Now you're tuned in to Uncomfortable In-House Conversations with HB, the podcast.
Yo. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to Uncomfortable In-House Conversations with HB. I just want to tell you before the new year comes to an end, I want to thank the listeners for tuning in and walking with me through this maturation process I call as me and myself just evolving. It really has been a whole vibe, and had ups, downs, a lot of insecurities. I think I did a lot of things that was out of the box. I kind of surprised myself, and I hope to bring more content. I hope you guys appreciate. I try my best to, in this whole process, I wanted to create my own lane, and I hope I did that. I want to step on anybody's toes, but what I'm trying to bring is just a whole conglomeration of different thought processes and just open-mindedness. And, we all learn from each other. With that being said, my last show, I was holding it for a minute because I'm very critical of my shit, excuse me. So this show here, I wanted to let you guys know that it was supposed to be the conversation with the perspective from a lesbian woman, from a straight man. I wanted to have questions. I wanted to have dialogue. Kind of a little bit what I did if you haven't checked out the conversation between a straight man and a gay man. So I want to preface my statement by saying, it started to go in that way. And the reason why I said that I'm kind of very critical of myself, within the guidelines of the show, it went to another direction. And because I'm the host, I hold myself accountable. With that being said, I had, an audience this time, and it was a bunch of ladies. Good people. They were all, quote unquote, high value women, all come from good backgrounds, great jobs, educated, which, if you listen, I hope this is going to taper off to other shows. Kind of a little bit going back to what I was saying about the ladies, about having their own agenda, and as much as a lot of, not all, but a lot of women these days feel that their feelings is truth. So it kind of supersedes what was going on. And, for a little bit, it went into different directions. As you would hear, you would see. The young lady did the best she could. I really appreciate her. We went into, some questions. But like I said, when, you get a crowd with a bunch of, women who very opinionated, they start kind of letting it go into another direction. And with that, I apologize. I didn't know if I was going to play the show, but hell, like I said, it's the maturation process for me. So I want to be able to show the good, the bad, the progression of, who I am. And that made me, take a step back and understand I got to be a better host and being able to direct and, be able to bring things back around to how it's supposed to be with rules and stuff. Also, too, I look back at as the year gone, it's been hard. Not only for me, a lot of my friends and family lost a lot of very close people. Mental health is very, very serious. I'm going to have to come back on that. Men, I'm going to be real heavy on us as men being able to be in a space where we can be able to express ourselves and being able to be looked upon and still being respected as men. It kind of got lost in translation. It's a lot of things that I see, on both ends of sexes, of manipulations and ladies, this is no hate, but, it's kind of time for y'all to come to the podium because, it's time for y'all to kind of look in the mirror, because at the end of the day, we can only go as far as if y'all allow us to. I always say the women are our backbones. So again, this year I look back, ups, downs. I hope 2023 gets better. And I hope you guys just continue to follow me on this process. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate new listeners. And yeah, that's where I am. So again, this is HB. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you enjoy this show. And also, again, I really would appreciate, I want your, opinions, thought processes. That's greatly appreciated. Again, thank you. You guys have a wonderful day. Welcome to Uncomfortable Conversations with HB. I want to let you guys know we're having a special podcast tonight, and this one is the lesbian experience. This is going to be a great one. I want to, thank my guests. And so we're going to start off with, I don't know what to start off to call. You give me the definition. First of all, say your name. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm energy,
I need you to speak up.
I'm energy, that's who I am.
Okay.
Yes.
And what is I don't want to say lesbian, I don't want to say that. So what is the correct?
No, I'm definitely a lesbian. Okay. I don't go by stud or femme. I'm more of like a STEM. So in between type of vibe.
Okay, great. And so to give you guys a picture, she's a pretty nigga, if I had to say, it on
a pretty nigga.
With that to be gone. Also, too, I want to let the audience know I am surrounded by a bunch of beautiful women. So, I'm in my zone right now. So if you hear, a little chitter chat, that's what it is. We also have, along with this, is a straight heterosexual female. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Sandra.
Okay, Sandra. And we here for it today, man. I if you notice, I had in my other podcast, I had a conversation from a straight man to a gay male, and that hit off. And like I promised you guys before, I was gonna do the other side. So, first question. When did you realize that you only like women? I know when I did. I just straight out the pussy. But go ahead. You tell me yours.
Okay, so I've always had an attraction for girls, but I didn't come out till I was actually in college. Yeah, so around, 19?
Okay, so with that being said, when you say you come out, did you date boys? Did you pretend you like boys?
Yeah, so I did date guys, but I feel like it was always I'm playing with their emotion type of situation. So I would date multiple guys at one time. And
okay, so you was playing with your shit. All right.
Yeah, just I would hang out with one and then run into another one and then slide up on him and then be like, oh yeah, that's my friend, and then go back to the next one. But it was always back and forth. situations.
Okay, so with that being said, I know people want to know the juicy details. Did you? Well, I know the answer, but I'm going to ask for the audience. Did you have sex? Were you intimate with these men?
Never had sex with these guys. I mean, I've made out with these guys, but I never had sex with these guys.
Okay. So, from a male point of view, what's the difference? Like, what like you never thought or never got to a point where maybe an inkling of you?
I've never had any desire for dick.
Okay.
I've had dudes send me dick pics and all kind of stuff, and I've never been interested.
Okay.
It's just not for me. I'm sorry for the ladies
Don't
who are like,
apologize.
what the fuck? But I've just never desired it.
Hold on, one time I have a question for light skin. You know these light skin motherfuckers, they always go ahead.
No, like on the serious note, have you ever had sex with a man?
Never.
So how you know you don't like it?
Okay, so I get that question a lot about if I've never had sex with a man, because I'm sure they didn't hear it. If I've never had sex with a man, how can I know I don't like it? The idea of fucking guys disgusts me.
That's the same shit I feel about dudes. They repulses me.
Disgusts me.
No, look, no cap, no disrespect for the men that like men. It just ain't my thing. Yeah.
I get it. So it's like I'm not gonna fuck somebody I'm not attracted to.
Exactly. And I mean, I won't lie. It's not that I'm not attracted to certain men, but I don't see, even if I'm attracted to him, I don't see myself fucking. I'm like, dude, the dude over there, he's fine dude. Fine as fuck. But he is not for me. He's not for me. You know what I'm saying? It's not that kind of energy.
So, again, I mean, I get that. So now, we kind of had. I'm gonna kind of push forward a little bit. We had a conversation where you only for a while you've been dealing with women who are supposed to be straight. How did that come about?
Okay, so what happens usually is I'm in atmospheres where straight women will come up to me, and I hang around a lot of straight women.
Right.
And I got, according to my friends, I got big dick energy.
Okay.
So it comes off, and then women approach, and I don't say no. I guess that's what it is. I don't say no, and I just go for it.
Okay.
And usually I go for women who are usually younger.
Okay.
Who need to be fixed.
Okay.
And I try and fix them.
Okay.
And then they kind of go on about their business. That's usually
Okay.
how it operates.
Okay, so for the people in the back, that's kind of slow. When you say they need to be fixed, because I understand, because I went through the same thing. So what is it that you mean when you say they need to be fixed?
I mean, so with women, a lot of women are on this shit, but some women are not. Some women, I've dealt with women who've never driven before, and by the time they leave me, every girlfriend I've ever had usually starts with not having a license. And by the time they leave me, they have a license, a motherfucking car.
So you raise these bitches. Okay, that's what the fuck I'm talking. You raise these bitches. Okay, that's what the
That's
fuck
pretty
I'm
much
talking.
what happens.
Okay, I got it. And they've never had sex with a female before.
Never had sex with a female before until me.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because I mean I'm a lesbian, I just got a dick. But how is it with a woman who don't have a dick, like their first experience when they get that ta-ta, like da-da-da, like what happens?
Well, usually, women when they not used to something, they come off very shy, as if they expected something that's not gonna happen, or like they like, ooh,
okay,
I ain't never experienced this before.
Right.
Take it slow, kind of like when they've introduced the dick for the first time when they're young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but them bitches just be playing. But go ahead.
But same shit. But women who are not lesbians are always afraid that they don't know what to do.
Do they get mad after? Because I don't have bitches that fuck, like after then they get mad like you did something to them. Like
I've never had anybody get mad at me.
Like after, like no, when I say get mad, like oh my god, I shouldn't have, like you tricked me, you made me do this.
Never.
Like,
I've never had that experience.
Okay, god damn, that's
Never
what I'm
had
talking about,
experience.
Guru. Go ahead, light skin in the back, light skin Keisha. Go ahead.
So what I hear you saying is you go after women who you can manipulate.
That's not what she said, ma'am. She said women go after her.
Well, women come after you who you can manipulate.
Okay.
So you said who are broken. That's just
She's a healer by nature.
But you're not her principal. That's just like we having an open and honest.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's just like I had a conversation with some of my friends, and we were saying, why do men go for younger women?
Mm-hmm.
And they said the same thing, because they're not broken. I said, what do you mean? They're not experienced and willing to put up with bullshit, right? So somebody who's not experienced, for example, this young man right here, right? If I wanted to fuck this little boy, I could. No. You want to know why? No, ma'am. Because I have more money than him. I have more experience than him, right? So if let's say he was broken and he was in a position where he didn't have money to pay his light bill, and I came and I paid his light bill, he's gonna feel like he's indebted to me, right? Because I did something for him that no girl his age can do, or that no one he has ever been around has done for him. So now I put him in a place to need me, right? So you said you've never had somebody that drove a car. You know why? Because then you're putting yourself in a position for them to need you. So then you have to ask, what is it about me that I have to continually put myself in a position that somebody has to need me, right? So you have to, yeah, and I've done that. This one, super Captain Stable nigga, right?
Okay, so I'm not worried.
In general. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because when you get a certain age, right? When you get a certain age, you start to realize I'm around a bunch of motherfuckers that I'm taking care of.
Okay.
Right? That I was put in this position because I worked hard to motherfucking get here. And I got a lot of people around me that I want to pull up, but they're keeping me stagnant.
I agree with you.
So when you want to elevate, you cannot have somebody that can't motherfucking drive, right? Because you have a car. Guess what? When you're putting them in your car, guess what? Your insurance is gonna go up because they ain't never had no motherfucking license. So you have to, when we look for people, right, and we say, oh, this is my type, this is my type. You have a type because of some things that's within you, right? So I have multiple types. I like women, right? I like pretty women. I like studs. I have a whole husband. We fuck bitches together. Okay?
I knew a girl.
So why is that? I had to get to a place in myself, in my confidence, to say, I don't want somebody that needs me. I want somebody that compliments me. So when I have, you have, we gonna elevate together. So you kind of have to say, if I'm gonna go with somebody that's broken, they're broken for a reason. They have to grow up. People have to go through things, and we have to let them go through things, no matter how much it hurts. To back up and say that you can't drive, I can't do that. I did that shit before. It's not working for me no more. But you'll get to that place eventually. You see what I'm saying? But that takes time and growth.
Okay, so I want to say this, and I appreciate your dialogue. I appreciate your soliloquy. My pushback a little bit from that point of view. I don't think, like, she explained it, but correct me if I'm wrong. You can stop me if I'm saying. It wasn't the full context of what she was saying, because here's the thing. Before she knew the bitch couldn't drive, she had to get to know the person. So she didn't just walk up to the motherfucker and say, hey, bitch, what you need? You understand what I'm saying? Like, she didn't know the bitch ain't had to drive. She didn't know the bitch didn't have a bad credit score. She didn't know shit. What she so the whole point, what I asked her from the jump was, no. What? No, hold on.
No.
I know, but hold on. But hold on. Wait a second. I get what you're saying, but wait a second. So again, as a man, like I said, being lesbian, I've dated all kind of women. When I was married at the time, me and my wife, just like you, we were swingers. So we were, we were, we did a lot of things together. So, a lot of times it wasn't that deep. We fuck with people on whatever level they are. I think, and this is a learning experience. I think also too with the argument when women talk about men are like, oh, the man has to have this, he has to have that, and blah blah blah. You have to understand that men meet women where they are at. We don't complain about what you don't have. We figure out what the fuck we like about you, and we just go with that. Women are the only motherfuckers that I sit here and say, oh, the bitch gotta have this, he gotta be this tall, gotta be that, he gotta have a big dick, gotta have this, it gotta that. And then we be like, but then we look at, bitch, what the fuck your baby daddy look like? You understand what I'm saying? Not being rude, but it's like you come up with these illusions, and at the end of the day, you are the prize to a certain extent, but truth of the matter is one thing for certain, two things for sure. You the one that want to get married. We the one choose you to get married. You don't choose us to get married. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on.
Let me validate both. Let me validate both. Let me validate both.
And right now, this is coming from the straight.
It's coming from the straight young lady.
Go ahead, speak.
Let's validate.
I appreciate that. Go ahead. I'm gonna give you that.
Let's validate both expressions.
Okay, go ahead.
So on one hand, we have light-skinned Keisha saying that, you are like there's something deep within you, some type of childhood trauma,
right,
or some
which
type
is really
of
not that
experience why you attract certain people. That's perception from the audience.
Right.
Then you have on the other hand of, someone who has had multiple experiences with people who are in a position where she is not. Meaning that she has the career, she has something that they don't have. That's just unbalanced. The thing is, in couples and in the LGBT community to the non-LGBT community, is that we have to be self-aware. Like, self-awareness is killing us, y'all, because you're aware of one situation, but you're not self-aware of every situation. Like, your experience isn't her experience. So when you put a blanket statement out there like that,
right,
that's not her experience. That ain't other experience of everyone in this area right now. That is your perception. And we have to get to the place where our perception, we don't put that on somebody and make them feel bad for what they said, or
right.
I know that's not what you were trying to do. You weren't trying to make her
right.
feel bad about her experience or whatever. But when you put that nugget out in there, remember, words have power.
Right.
And so now you're gonna have this person, if they are cognitive of what you say and meditate on that, what is in me, why I'm attracting these kind of people. And sometimes shit ain't that deep.
It's not. Okay, so parking. I want to parking like that for a second. All right, beautiful. For 20 years married, I want you to go ahead and say your.
So, you made a comment that you said that women are the ones that want to get married. That was true 20 years ago.
Okay.
I believe that was highly true 20 years ago. Now, and my experience just from different girlfriends and being married for 20 years, I don't believe women want to be married. I believe a woman, you would say, you picked when you want to get married. Realistically, and it has been actually very much proven, a man is not the one who chooses when he gets married.
Why is it not?
And I'm going to say, a man, for lack of a better word, to say it like this, they get kind of bamboozled into getting married.
Men get bamboozled at the end of the day all the time, even 20 years ago.
No, but they get bamboozled into getting married, right? Because nowadays,
correct,
the way women are structured and the way women are built, we bring our own money to the table. We have our own high credit score. We're able to buy our own houses. We're even able to breed our own children.
Let me ask you a question. Truth of the matter is, I'm gonna say this again. Hold on. Men never gave a fuck about how much you make. We don't give a fuck about. I'm gonna say this again. We don't give a fuck about what you make, how much you make, what your credit score. We don't care. We could. No, listen. Listen. And if that's the case, the men that get those type of women, those are the men that are controlled.
And I will tell you why I say you may not.
Right.
But the biggest argument that we just recently had in social media with Mr.
But
Samuel,
it's not reality.
He is very much of what a high-powered man is. It is, and they say that women want a certain type of man, right? A
We just want you to be reality about it. Go ahead.
A woman wants a certain type of man, yes. But what we now look for in a certain type of man versus what you think we are looking for, it is not the same thing.
Can I ask you a question?
What we want.
Okay, I just want to ask you one
But
question.
Kevin picked the same audience over and over.
He doesn't. Hold on. I want to say this one thing. I just want to ask one question. And, you know, I want to kind of move back on what it is. At the end of the day, do we still not have to ask you to get married? In order for us to get married, we still have to be the one to ask you.
I hate to say it, men are not the same breed anymore.
I get it. I get it. But my question still remains. In order for you to be married, I have to ask you. And if I don't ask you, you don't get married.
But then we still have the answer. It's not one-sided.
Listen, I'm not arguing that, but I'm going to say this again. For the most time, she made up a very good point, and I agree. A lot of these women manipulate these men into being married. But in order for that to happen, I still have to get on one knee, or however the young niggas do it. I still have to ask you to marry me. If I don't ask you, we don't get fucking married. It don't just come like a unicorn. I just close my eyes and wish that it happened.
There's a lot of women that ask me now. Unfortunately, and I say this from my personal experience.
Mm-hmm.
The way my husband is built is not the same way that most.
Cool,
men are
and I
built
get
now,
it.
right? Because in my reality, because that's what it is. It is my personal reality, right?
Right.
My husband is the head of our household.
Correct.
But yet, I have my own bachelor's degree. I do bring a whole bunch of shit to the table. I can hold my own. I can stand on my own 2 feet, and I can bring most men down to their feet.
But what I'm trying to explain to you, that's not a thing for us. We don't care about how much you make. We don't care about how many degrees that you have. We don't care about that.
It's not only what you bring to the table. It is.
I didn't even say what I bring to the table. I'm just explaining to you as a man what I care about.
I can give you a whole different perspective.
Go ahead.
And then we'll go back to
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, actually, here, my husband is 10 years older than me.
Okay.
Okay. He asked me to marry him like 2002.
And you weren't ready. I got you.
So I said no.
Got you.
Why? I didn't want to get married.
Right. Cool.
I was straight then, right?
I'm with you.
I mean, having whole tendency.
I got
So
you.
I was straight, right?
Uh-huh.
And not only that, it's because I have 6 aunts, right? And this is just me growing up, and a mother
Right.
who's been married multiple times. So it is a lot of childhood trauma. Every time my mom got married and got divorced, we were homeless.
Got you.
Or we
Because
was
you was dependent
out.
on the man. I got you. Okay.
So that gave me a whole different headspace on I'm not getting married. I'm not getting married till I have my own. And I didn't. I ain't getting married till I have my own house
Right.
in my name.
Right.
My own car in my name. I didn't do that. And my husband, he kept, you know, till one day the whole family was scared. He was like, can y'all please? Whole different story. He made significantly less than what I made. But I love him and I saw his potential. So this is where I'm going back to you, baby girl. When you are with somebody, and I wasn't trying to say that's who you. What I'm saying is you do see potential in people.
Right.
So that's what connects you to them, because you're like, you know what, you may not have it now, but I'm gonna give you the avenue to get it. So I'm not saying that there's something in you that's saying you need, but any therapist that you will ever go to, any psychotherapist, and I read a lot, they will tell you you attract what is in you. You see what I'm saying? So if you ever go to a therapist, and this is for anybody,
Right.
that's what they're going to have you do. They're going to say, examine yourself. Why? If you continually attracting the same type of people, that's something in you, right? That's just period. That's research-based, all of that good stuff. So, back to my first lesbian experience, y'all want to hear?
Go ahead. We talk. That's what the fuck we talking about.
You want the mic?
No, I need the mic.
You don't need the mic. You like the mic.
So, let me see.
Go ahead.
Now, I wouldn't say it was at a swingers club, but it kind of was.
Okay.
Because we all, I would say one of my cousins was like,
It's called Trapeze in Fort Lauderdale, FYI. But anyway, okay. So, I was like, shit, we at Trapeze, is nobody here know me. So my husband, then boyfriend, was there. And so I was like, oh shit, she kind of cute. Like, and then that was like my very first lesbian experience as an adult. But when I was in college.
Well, what did you do?
Did you eat the box?
Oh, hell no. Okay, so.
Yeah, tell me.
I want to know,
My philosophy on that is, I'm not gay, so I'm not eating pussy.
So you're a pillow princess. So you're a pillow princess.
You can eat me all day.
So you're a pillow princess.
I like titties.
You're a pillow princess.
I suck on some titties, but I'm not going to.
So in my plies voice, you ain't suck on that faucet.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I think this one girl
I don't believe
that I started liking, I did. And I was like, okay, yeah, no, I don't know what to do. This is not for me.
Personally,
But-
as a lesbian, I don't believe that if you just taking it, that doesn't mean you're a lesbian. That means you take it. You can take it from a nigga. You take it
Yeah,
from a
so
female. That
I'm
just
a
means you
taker.
like getting ate out. That doesn't mean you're a lesbian.
There you go.
And
No,
that's
I'm
really
not saying I'm a lesbian. I'm just
not-
saying
I know, but what I'm saying is,
that-
from my perspective, it could be it's a bunch of straight bitches to take. Bitch, you getting ate out, you getting ate out. It is what it is.
That's-
I mean,
that's it.
period.
They like pleasure, but they're not a party.
Okay, so sidebar. This is the double standard that works for a woman.
But not for me.
I'm gonna, So I like getting my dick sucked, but a nigga ain't finna put his mouth on my
Oh,
dick.
nah.
And in my Riley voice, nigga, you gay. And this ain't no.
I think-
this ain't no. I'm not bashing, but it is what it is.
I think my
So this-
experience with girls is that girls are way more intimate
They are.
than a man would be.
I agree.
So it's more of, they're more affectionate. They're gonna make sure I'm straight before they even do anything to me.
Niggas
Right?
thirsty.
Where a man not gonna care. They gonna be like, shit,
Like, you
turn
good?
around.
You good?
Yeah. Especially when they're in that jackrabbit stage.
I don't know nothing
And
about
they
that.
good, right? Not exactly. So it's different with girls. They're gonna be like, make you feel real comfortable.
So you know what? I'm glad that you
to
said
open that up for you to want to try it.
So I'm glad that you said that, because I think that's where I was going. My thought process with her was, she took the opportunity because she's a straight chick. I'm gonna give her what this nigga ain't gonna give her, because I know what most niggas ain't gonna give they woman, and I'm gonna put in more
Affection.
work. Also, too, side note, I love that dialogue. I want to come back to that. I want to have a whole nother conversation with that. No, because it needs to be talked about. You understand what I'm saying? You wasn't wrong with what you said at all. I don't
This is
disagree.
different generation.
Yeah.
I just think that we tend to forget that women now, we're very different.
They're different.
We're very
I
open
agree.
on what we want, what we don't want, what we're willing to accept, what we're not willing to accept. You do have a point. It is, I guess, politically correct or socially correct for the man to ask. But
Right.
we're now in a place where women will very proudly come up to a man and say, hey, let's go, let's get it right now. And women are more quick to send you home in an Uber than a man is.
I ain't
Okay?
never experienced,
And I
and maybe
really-
because I ain't never experienced none of that.
And I really feel,
I ain't with that shit, but okay.
and I really do believe that we probably should rename that whole phase and really just accept it as being
Experimental.
sexually comfortable with
Yeah.
yourself.
And you know what?
right?
I'm good with that
And
too.
Because I don't believe that there's a such thing as a whole phase. Whether it's a man or a woman, there is no such thing as a whole phase. It's a I want to try everything phase.
Yeah.
It is not. I don't think, because I think it's kind of like shaming them for wanting what they
Well,
want.
maybe.
And that's not okay.
You know what?
I
I
think-
agree.
I think-
I have a daughter, and I was having a conversation with my daughter, and she's 11. I just had to go through. She just got the period while she was with me. I didn't know what the fuck to do. You know. My thing, though, my conversation with her was, when you get of age, I want you to date. We as black folks, we don't know how to teach our kids to date. Everything with us is, this is your boyfriend, this is your man, get married.
No.
You need to learn to
That is
date.
so wrong.
You need to learn, because you don't know what the fuck you like. I might not know what I do like, but I know what the fuck I don't like. And you should be able to date. be able to see, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're having sex. It just means that you're going out to get to know different personalities, get to know people, get to know what you like as a woman. You know what I mean? And that's what it is.
Because I have boys. I have boys. I have a 16-year-old and I have a 20-year-old. I have boys. And I tell them all the time, hey, don't bring her home.
Right.
I don't want to meet them all. I don't want to meet them all. And I mean what I said, and I said what I meant. I don't want to meet them all. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. At the same time, respect, because at the end of the day, that is somebody's daughter. That is somebody's
right.
That could one day, because
that could mess them up. You don't know what you start.
You come full circle sometimes.
I just
Some
think
people come back into your life and you don't even know. Like, damn, okay, you're back in my life. You don't want to be that person that broke that person. If people were more aware of if they were more aware of their words, of their behaviors, they will be less likely to hurt people, because at the end of the day, hurt people tend to hurt people.
I
right?
totally agree.
And if we learn how to treat people, whether you're in a relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's a parent relationship, whether it's a friendship. I have a good friend. She is not out here right now, but she has taught me a very valuable lesson. You have a responsibility, right? When you have friends, and you have that same responsibility when you're dating someone. You're responsible for their mental health. You're responsible for their feelings. You're responsible for how they move. You're responsible for all those things. You don't want to be responsible for those things. So if you're not ready or mentally prepared to be responsible for those things, then don't get in a relationship. You have to be 100% honest. Hey, I'm here to get it in. That's it.
I'll say this. I think we're on a as we evolve, right?
Right.
Just as we evolve, we learn more. Technology becomes more present in our lives.
Right.
I just think now, at this day and age, we're in a position where people can live in their truth, no matter what your truth is, and they feel like they have a voice, right? Whereas before, like you were saying, back in the day, ain't no female going to ask a male to marry them. They gonna straight clown you. That's embarrassing. That's not only embarrassing to the female, that's embarrassing to the man. Oh, she made you look like a hoe when she just asked you to marry her, right? So I just think as we evolve, our mindset start to change, and we start to allow things to become more acceptable, right? So for example, like this young lady right here, selling bedroom candy. Back in the day, what we had to sell? Mary Kay and Avon. You wouldn't see nobody walking around selling sex toys. Why? What would happen? They would label you
like
a hoe.
Freak or a hoe. Right, I got
so as we evolve, as we grow as a human race, we just start to say, you know what, life is so short. Why would I live for however many years and not be, be happy? You know how many people walk around with a smile on their face and they're not happy because they don't want to live in their truth. They don't want people to know, like, oh yeah, I do like this girl, or maybe I like this boy. I don't know what I like, so let me try it all. And that's fine, right? But we have to be open to allowing people to express themselves, have those different feelings, and be aware of their feelings, because mental health is real. So that's what we're talking about. So with the bedroom candy, how many times do you go to parties where like everyone is accepted for who they are without judgment?
And also too, quick question. With that, as far as how many, as far as like you say, just the woman on woman, like the toys, like how many women gravitate to that?
That's funny. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna answer two-part questions. So I'm gonna answer part of your question. So in bedroom candy, the biggest idea is you want to get past that stigmatism. So that's the biggest thing for us. Now, when you have those parties, a lot of times I don't know who they are. Most of the time they tell me, and I ask the question, do you have people that are either couples or are they open? Do you have single people? Is everybody comfortable with everybody? And that is important. Because a lot of times I've had parties where we've showed our LGBTQ plus toys or some of our, for both or for your couples.
Okay.
And people have that deer in headlights. Like, what is she talking about? What are you doing? So a lot of times it's more or less getting them comfortable. And I always tell people, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not going home with you. I'm here to help you. So at the end of the day, going back to her question on the other end about how we were a long time ago, nobody want to talk about sex. Sex is nasty and, things like that. So I would say when you're thinking of that community, we as a whole, we want you to feel comfortable. Okay. Because my thing is, a toy for me may not be a toy for you, and vice versa. So we have stuff that people can use. We literally have a special lube for someone who actually started as a female and transitioned onto a male. But what I'm just saying.
Damn, light skin keeps shaking.
I'm just saying. So the name of that lube is T-Lube. And I remember being in a party as a new consultant. And I was just as green. And I had no idea who I was talking to. So now you have to act. So sometimes I'll be like, and you have to be conscious and courteous and say, well, how would you like to be
identified?
Yeah, because now you don't know. I mean, I literally went to a birthday party. It went from a birthday party to a divorce party to a bachelorette in one party.
Oh, wow.
Your head was like that too.
Yeah.
And you had, and I don't really use the word stud, so she was like, the studs are here, the gays are here. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, ain't we all people? Like, why you separating?
Listen, I'm like Herschel Walker thing. I don't know nothing about no pronouns.
I mean, to me, I got a problem with it. My thing is, at the end of the day, when the light closed, we all people.
I'm just busting nut.
And so, I mean, sometimes it get a little tedious, and I've been in some parties where some of the lingo goes clean over my head.
Mm-hmm.
When they be talking about the pineapple room or...
We're going to pause on that. Let's come back to that.
We'll come back.
Okay, so with that being said, I appreciate that, Consultant Candy. I want to come to the straight. So my question to you is, have you ever been curious or have it crossed your mind, or have you ever been in a situation where just being with a woman, maybe,
No.
No?
No.
You got different perspective?
I would just ask questions because I have first cousins who I grew up with as children, from like cradle all the way up, that are lesbians, and I would just ask questions if I wanted to know information. Like, I'm a literalist, so I literally want to know what that is, what it entails, what y'all do, what y'all don't do. So I would ask questions, but I guess you could say I was curious in that aspect, but not curious in I want to try it to see how it is. So I'm strictly dickly. I mean, all nationalities are welcome as long as it's there.
Well. Okay, now go ahead. Candy, Consultant Candy, go ahead.
I will say this. Don't knock it until you have tried. I'll say that. Now, I will say...
Look at this Miami ass. from Carol City.
And I guess I'll put it this way. It doesn't mean there's something wrong or that you're going in one direction and not the other. It's nothing wrong with saying, hey, what is it like? Let me see what it is. If I like it, okay, cool. So that's why when you think of this community with the doms and the submissive, you actually have those communities where I can go and try.
Right, correct.
Sign, sealed and delivered. You don't know what I do when I leave and I go home. You don't even know what my aftercare is like.
Just say something. Go ahead. We're going to leave that alone.
That
we're
part.
Pause that right quick. But so we're going to go back to my homegirl.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Ask your question.
With the, the progressiveness of 2022 and up, and we're seeing
lesbian couples having babies, and there's like a hefty price tag on that. Would you ride some natural dick
Good question. Go
to
ahead.
get a child, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not a lesbian? Do you have a problem with that changing the narrative of who you are?
The crazy part is you know the answer. The thing is, right, my entire life, it's been like, I want a kid. It's never been about who am I gonna be with, who's the relationship. I didn't care about being by myself. I want a kid. I was like, and I'm gonna get a kid however the fuck I gotta get it. So if that means I'm gonna ride some dick to have a kid, it is what it is. Am I gonna feel anything by it? Probably not. Maybe, who knows? I mean, it is what it is. And I feel like I already know who I would have a kid with. You get what I'm saying? Like, I have a best friend who I trust him with my entire life, and I would have a kid with him, but that's about it. You know what I'm saying? So that, I mean, it is what.
He gonna get the pussy. That's the nigga that's gonna get the pussy.
Most likely.
Okay, I got it. So also, so with that,
but I'm saying, it's price wise. If that's
No, I could tell you.
light skin Keisha, we not gonna fuck it up for everybody. We not gonna fuck that up.
We know about
She
the
want
turkey base
she want
stuff.
the
We know
real
about all that good
experience.
stuff.
I never said that. I would.
Right. Oh, okay. So my question with that being said, okay. So never had a man, never had. So when you play with your your partner, you're with, do you use strap-ons or do y'all strictly do y'all?
We do both.
Okay.
So, some days it's strap on, some days it's regular. But like I said, my current partner has only been with guys. So an issue we came to a point where she doesn't like certain strap ons. So we had to go to the store together and pick one that she likes.
Okay.
We finally found one that she likes. But
Did you use it?
yes, I used it.
Did it work?
It did work.
Ah!
It did work.
Vibrate on you, or it's just
No, I have so many of them. I use strap-ons on her, but she doesn't like clitoral sensations, or she doesn't like vibrators.
Okay.
Whereas I like vibrators, so it depends. So we both like different things. So with her, just strap-on is fine. Eating her out is fine. And then she just got her nipples pierced. So titty play is a big thing in our household.
Okay.
But for me,
Okay, question. Has she ever strapped on with you?
yes.
Okay, so you've took dick, but you don't like dick. Explain.
Getting it from a strap and getting it from a dick is two different
You
things.
never
to me.
had a real dick.
But this is
go
my
ahead.
thing, right? It's about who is it attached to.
Okay, gotcha. So let's elaborate on that.
Yes. So okay, if I'm taking a real dick, it's from a guy, and it's just me thinking that a guy is behind me fucking me is a weird thing, or even in front of me fucking me is a weird thing to me. I don't even want to look up and be like, ooh, it's a nigga. I don't know. But when I know it's my girl, I'm like, oh, it's my girl. It is what it is. We doing what we doing, and I know who it is.
Just a pretty bitch with a dick.
Yeah.
I got
in
you.
a way.
Okay.
Well, what about that? Like, what about, would you ever have sex with a man, like,
One of them pretty niggas, like them dudes who look
like, who have a dick but have titties, like,
The trans.
a dude?
A trans. Oh, so she's
like
saying
a tranny,
a tranny.
I don't know.
or like a straight dude who look like a bitch.
No.
I like it. I love
Some
it.
of those got that too.
I don't know.
A tranny. A transvestite.
Oh, I could never.
Okay, so that's different.
Oh, I don't.
Explain. Oh, we diving deep.
Like,
Let's
so
go.
it's a dude who about to be a girl,
Yeah. Or he just.
or a girl who
Like
about
that.
to.
He's just
dressed.
not going to cut his. He's just not. Going
He just want to keep the dick. He a tranny.
Like,
He dressed like he walks around like a woman.
It was this dude. He looked like Rihanna. Like, he was fine. Okay.
But he
And
got it.
had
But he kept his dick.
ass, but he had a big dick too. And
The
like,
fuck is a dick dick?
he
What
had
the fuck?
No, a big.
One of them
dick.
hanging low dicks,
He had a
probably.
big, like, you could see the shit, like, it was big. And he was in one of those stripper magazines, and and I went and saw him at the little, cause I was curious myself.
A stripper magazine.
Yeah, in Miami,
You wanted your whole uterus changed. Okay.
Magazines that have
Oh, okay.
strip clubs
Okay.
around.
Okay.
And he was there with his whole like just like
Gotcha.
His whole look like a girl, but the bottom is definitely giving dick. It's giving.
Yeah, because if they want to see this and that, they lose sensation, they lose everything. That's a big decision.
I don't see myself approaching that situation. I mean, you never know, but I don't.
It's weird.
So yeah, I can't do it.
You can't do it?
I can't do it. I can't
Okay,
even do
so
it.
we're gonna end this like this. I appreciate the commentary from everybody. Even when it went left, it went off rails. These are conversations that I on my show that I like. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing is a stupid question. We live in a world today, like she said, shit just different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just having a conversation about the kids. Like, I work in the school system. So shit that I'm used to, like, wasn't used to a code red where I have to worry about an active shooter. So this is a new world that we live in, and we have to embrace it, and we have to just take that in. So again, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the courage, the conversation that you're having. I mean, even the conversation, because a lot of bitches that just wouldn't want to have that. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. And hopefully we have another dialogue. We can have a part 2. I like the dialogue that she had, because that's something I never thought about, of a new world as far as the perspective of women now, back then, as far as being married and what they want. So yeah, I want to revisit this. So I appreciate you being on HB's Uncomfortable Conversations, and hopefully we can, come back and start again. All right, Pimpin'? All good. All right.